Now we will discuss about the framework in Selenium, how the framework is structured in Selenium. So in last section we have discussed about what is framework and what the importance of framework. There are lots of importance of framework, like stored in a single location. It is structured manner. Due to the single location storing and the structured manner, it is very easy to maintain and manage, and it has the strong importance which is called reusability of the code in your script. So in this section we will discuss about how the framework is structured in Selenium. If you want to learn more about the Selenium, you can go to www.testingldpoint.com, and there are lots of tutorials are available on the Seleniums and other testing tool. So now there are lots of framework components of the framework in Selenium. Okay, so it consists of multiple components. Okay, you can see here there are lots of components are available in the framework in the Selenium. So each components are organized in such a way that communication between each components are very smoothly and very easy to maintain the each components. Okay, so let's have a look on the each components. Okay, first we have a data set. What data set means? Let's say there is a scenario where we need to put a username password, 10 number of username password to validate whether it is correct or not, or we'll validate after putting all this username and password. We need to validate all the roles. So something like that, the scenarios. So in traditional way, in the WebDriver, you will not use framework. Then what we will do? We can write a single line of code and giving a username and password. We'll add another line of code same to provide second username and password. For third username and password, we need to write the same line of code. To write or to validate 10 numbers of username and password, we need to write 10 numbers of line. Okay, but it is not useful actually, because it creates the redundancy of code in your script. So to achieve this, what we will do? We can create a test data file, and there we can write all our username and password. Then in our script, we will write only one lines of code, and while giving the variable of username and password, and we will import the username and password from this file, and we will follow a loop of 10 times. So what will happen? These same lines of code will run 10 times to import all this username and password. Okay, so because of that, we are not writing the same lines of code 10 times. Okay, so this is a very important topic, important component of the framework in Selenium. Okay, so as I told you, it is very important component. Okay, all the test data which will be used in our script can be managed in our test data file, and the format of this test data file can be your XLS or XLSX, like etc. Okay. So another positive point of this data set is, if we need to change some sort of data, then we can change directly from the data file and it will be implemented in our script. No need to change our script. Okay. So this is a very important feature of this data set. Okay. So this data set can contain Excel file. Okay. To import Excel file or to work with this Excel file data set, we need a plugin which is called Apache POI. By using this Apache POI plugin, we can use this Excel file and the data can be imported to our script. Okay. And this data set also contains some properties file, and this file is a special file which contains all the properties details like URLs, browsers and other some sort of details. Okay. And another component is reporting and logs. What is reporting? It is, in a simple term, if we'll find the definition of this component, is reporting and log. Reporting means we need to write or we need to provide some reports after the execution of your script. And for the logs, in case of any errors or any process to monitoring, we need a log. Okay. If you want to see some where the fail happens, or where the error happens, and what all of the process are executed in our script. So to see all these things, we need a log. And for the report, we need a output of our script in a proper format, in the reporting format. Okay. So through framework, you can create the report in different format like XML, PDF, HTML, Allure and extended report. All this report format you can handle in your framework. Okay. So here you can see we have written Allure report, but you can also create a PDF report, XML report, HTML report and extended report also. Okay. And this Allure report is a special type of report which consists both reports and logs. If you will use this Allure report, you will not need to import any logs. Okay. So it contains both reports and logs for you. Okay. Now another component is utilities. Okay. So what utilities is? Utilities is very important after this data set and reporting. Okay. So it is mainly used in our framework of our Selenium. So it is nothing but a file which contains all the common functionalities Utilities is nothing but a file which contains all common functionalities which can be shared with all the test cases file. Okay, for example, like handling screenshot and browser driver, or handling exceptions like elements not found exception, elements not visible exception, etc. All these are common features or common functionalities we need to be handled in our script test script file. So if you'll manage this utilities file, all these functionalities, then it can be shared with all the test cases file. Let's say we have 10 test cases file, so no need to write the same handling screenshot or same browser driver or same exceptions 10th file. We can write in a utilities file, and it can be shared with all the test cases file. Okay, so addition to this, all these common functionalities in the utilities file, will also have common standard libraries which can be used in all the test cases file. So in utilities file we can have the common functionalities and some standard libraries. Okay, so these tools are involved in your utilities file. So in simple word, if you want to define the utilities file in the framework, it consists of reusable code so that it will be shared with all the test cases, and each test cases can access the same code and shared among all the test cases file. You understood what I told you? So it contains all the reusable code. It contains all the reusable code which can be used in all the test cases file, and it can be shared with all the test cases file. Okay, and now in the another component is our unit test framework. It is the heart of the framework. To work with automation testing framework, you need at least one unit test framework which will help you to write the test script. Okay, so in this framework you can write the test cases, define the order of the test cases, define the parallel execution of the test cases, like etc. Okay, some example of the test cases of the unit test case framework is TestNG or JUnit. There are other unit test framework also, but we are highlighting here two framework, which is TestNG and JUnit. TestNG is very popular nowadays. Okay. Addition to this unit test framework can have test script, okay, and design pattern. So you are creating a test script, and using your design pattern you are creating a framework which is can be used in your Selenium. Okay, and the unit test framework you can use either TestNG or JUnit. Okay, by using this JUnit and TestNG you can write a test script. In your test script you can follow a design pattern. A design pattern can be a page object model. This is very popular page object model. Okay, and These all consists of your test script. Okay, and now it's coming to your Maven build tool. Maven build tool is another component of the framework which is used to build your code and add all the dependency of your test script. Okay, so what is Maven? Maven is a component of the framework which is used to build your code and add all the dependencies of your codes. Out of all the build tools, there are lots of build tools available in your software industry. Okay, out of all build tools, this Maven is very popular tool in which you can create your project build and dependencies and documentation, etc. Another component is your Git. So till now we have discussed how to write the script using our unit test framework, how to use utilities file, how to handle our test data by using Apache PO, and how to extract the reports and logs after execution of our script. But where to store all this file? We need a storage, right? Yes. So GitHub or GitLab will help us for this purpose of this framework. With Git, we can push our latest change to the storage, can pull the latest code from the storage, and we can merge our changes through the Git. In this way, we can eliminate all the local dependencies among all the developers. Okay. Now, in your GitLab is actually the Git to store our codes file. The last framework is Runner. So we have all the files and all are stored in the location on the storage location in the Git. Okay. But how to run all those files? To run all those files, we need a runner. Okay. To run all this test file, in software industry, we have lots of runners available. Like you have Jenkins, we have TeamCities. It is very simple. TeamCities, and we have Bamboos. Okay, and also we have Azure DevOps. So all these are the runner in our software industry. But in Selenium, Jenkins is very popular and very easy to understand and very easy to handle. Okay. Yeah, runner, you can use Jenkins, which is very popular. All total is called the framework in the Selenium. Okay, so I am having a simple example of your Selenium. Okay, we will discuss in our upcoming session. Now I can show you. This is a small framework. Okay, here we have used the page object model. This is a design. This all the pages available here. Okay, and this is our test file. Okay, and this is our test data file, and this is our utilities. It's like some sort of code which can be shared in all our test cases file. I have already one test case file here, but if we'll write multiple test case file, this can be used in multiple test case file and this can be shared. Okay, this is a TestNG framework we are using. Okay, and this is the output. Okay, all this thing, all TestNG failed output is the reports. We have not used any external reports like extended reports or alloy reports, but we are using a default reporting here. Okay, it's a default reporting of the Selenium framework. Okay, so in next session we'll discuss more about the framework in practical. Okay, if you want to learn more about Selenium automation testing tool, then you can go to www.testinglpoint.com. Go to this website, and there are lots of testing tools. Tutorials are available like Selenium with Java, Selenium with Python, Cucumber, LT, and JMeter's. Also, addition to that, you can have quiz. You can give the quiz here, and there are lots of interview questions are available here. Okay, so stay tuned, guys. There are lots of tutorials will be uploaded soon. Just subscribe to my channel, like and share. If you have any questions on this videos tutorial, then you can put your questions on the comment section. I'll give the answers in the next tutorials. Thank you, guys.